Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Fabulous. It's Memorial Weekend. Yay! Going to be talking about summer vacations because this is the time when people are, some are already doing that. There's others that are planning it. And if you're trying to scrap together some change for going on summer vacation, be listening for Justine Santaniello. She's going to be talking about a study done by CoinStar where that's exactly what people are talking about in the study, where they're saving their change and using that for destination like vacations and stuff. Mm-hmm. Cool idea. Also, got some quotes for you. You ready for this?
Ready.
It says, Ramadan starts, sometimes you don't realize how special something is until you lose it. That's how I feel about Ramadan every year. So Ormal Sumil, I don't know how to say the last name, some guy. And then the 28th, Sunday, there's a different quote from Ray Bradbury. I know you've heard 1,000 times before, but it's true. Hard work pays off. If you want to be good, you have to practice, practice, practice. If you don't love something, then don't do it. Ray Bradbury. So good advice. And we got some great things going on this weekend. We'll tell you all about it in a bit. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never asked. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, May the 27th, Amateur Radio Military Appreciation Day, ARMAD. So Amateur Radio Military Appreciation Day. We got the amateur radio part down. Cellophane Tape Day, International Heritage Breeds Day, Julia Pierpont Day, and Ramadan is starting on Saturday the 27th. Then we got Sunday, May the 28th, Menstrual Hygiene Day, National Hamburger Day, Sierra Club Day, Slugs Return from Capistrano Day. I thought it was sparrows. Anyway, then Indianapolis 500 Day. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend. You know which one I'm going to celebrate? There's only one.
The menstrual hygiene
No. Hamburger Day. I think I'm going to do that. I'll do it all weekend long. It's a good time to grill some burgers. Going to get to some fun things on this weekend edition of the John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com. You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. This is maybe the most bizarre story I've read in a long time. You ready for a bizarre story?
Sure.
Shane Allen Schindler has denied that he was trying to murder somebody. Who was the somebody? A mannequin. Where? In an empty building. How? Using a hammer. Well, let's explain. As weird as this sounds, there's a little more to it. The mannequin was actually left by police as a decoy close to the scene in Las Vegas where two homeless men were murdered while they slept. So two men were murdered while sleeping. They put a decoy mannequin in the place of a person. And this guy, so far, Schindler, has not been charged for any actual murders, only for the attempted murder of a mannequin. This happened on February 22nd. Police spotted him on surveillance camera creeping up on this, what he thought was sleeping homeless man.
Yeah, I would say he probably was trying to kill the homeless man.
Then they saw him look around, pull a hood over his head, and he used a two-handed grip to pummel the blanket-covered head of the decoy with a 4-pound ball-peen hammer.
Wow.
Schindler's story is that he knew it was a mannequin all along, and he was just being silly.
Uh-huh. I'm sure.
But they're saying, how would he have known it was a mannequin?
Right.
So,
and why would he have pummeled a mannequin?
Yeah. So he was saying,
ridiculous.
I was just having fun. I knew you guys had a mannequin in there. I thought it'd be fun to go beat it up with a ball-peen hammer. So some homeless people are getting killed while they're sleeping in Las Vegas.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's not good. They're already homeless. Leave them alone. I mean, what are they doing to you?
Yeah.
They've already been down on their luck. They don't need to be beat to death with a ball-peen hammer while trying to sleep. Anyway, that's just a weird story. So I wonder if he'll be charged at all for any sort of crime against this mannequin. Because they can prove that one. Would that be attempted murder of a mannequin? I don't know what that would be.
Destruction of property.
Yeah, it'd be something. I don't know. I think you fell right into their trap. Either way, hopefully they figure out what's going on. And all I can say is we know it's true because we heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. In Murraysville, Pennsylvania, police say a 58-year-old Richard Ward spent Saturday night beating his 87-year-old mother and 64-year-old sister with a cane.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not good.
Typical
Apparently,
weekend.
the two woke him up from his drunken slumber in his vehicle.
Oh, my gosh.
Now he faces charges of aggravated assault and public drunkenness. They say he was parked outside his mother's home when Linda Ward, and her mother, Margaret, so it was his sister and his mother, tried to wake him around 9 p.m. Sunday. He woke up and was angry. He took a cane from his sister before knocking her down and then beat her and his mother with it. Witnesses say Ward refused to stop the beating until he was restrained by others and police arrived. Both women were treated at a hospital. They're just trying to help this guy. They're like, hey, you're sleeping in your car. Come inside. And he beats him with a cane. Kind of sounds like this 58-year-old Richard Ward is kind of cranky. He's got an issue he needs to work through there. Anyway, kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
I think we've read numerous stories now where people are trying to become a police officer and then they do something stupid to get stopped from getting the job they were getting, but this one might be my favorite. A man in West Hartford, Connecticut, had passed the written and the oral and physical agility test to become a police officer. During his face-to-face interview with the police chief, he just casually mentioned, oh, yeah, I own a gun that doesn't have a permit. And he's like, you do? Where is it? He goes, oh, it's outside my car. Can you show it to me? Yeah. So they walk out there. Yeah, here it is. This is the gun that I own illegally because it's got no permit. I've got no license for it. Guess what? He didn't get the job, but he does have a place to stay for free for a short while. Yeah, he was arrested, cuffed, and taken away. On his way away from the chief and into the jail, he said, does this mean I'm not getting the job? Are you serious? You have to ask? You've been cuffed and stuffed. Yeah, you're not getting the job. I'm just saying. I've never seen that work out in a good way. Coming your way, we do have your scoop of the day. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. France has rejected a third gender category. So France's highest court ruled last week to reject the notion of a, quote, neutral gender. The ruling upheld a lower court's decision denying a French citizen with a sex development disorder the right to use neutral as an official gender. They're saying you choose this or you choose that. There's 2, not 3, not 10,
Exactly.
not 12. So that's going on in France right now. Apple, the corporation, they have the iPad. They had, remember the iPod? I think that's where it all started. The eyes, didn't it? With iPod. And then the iPad, and then the iPhone.
I've never been an Apple fan, so.
Well, now they have an iCar, supposedly
Oh, good
working
Lord.
on an iCar. I wonder what the iCar is going to look like. And what is it going to be? Do you think it'll be like a driverless car, like the one Google's doing?
Oh, that's stupid. Stick to what you do.
How do
people.
you really feel about this, Heidi?
I mean, come on. Do they really need to have the corner of the market on everything?
No.
Let the car people do the car stuff. You guys do your little gadgets, and everybody's happy.
yeah, there was I don't remember
When is
who it
enough
was.
enough? I mean, do they have to do everything?
I
Same
thought
thing
it
with
was
Google.
really funny. There was a commercial, like a fake commercial. They had the iPod, the iPad, and then they had a new iRack, and it was like a spice rack that was really wobbly. It was talking about unstable. It's very unstable. iRack is very unstable, but it was. I thought it was really very clever. I don't know if that was on Saturday Night Live or where I saw it online. Hey, hackers, speaking of online, are holding up the Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean movie. I guess that they're holding it hostage, threatening to release it online if Disney doesn't pay.
Oh my gosh.
So they're saying, hey, you give us $1 million.
What is
I have no idea.
wrong with people?
I don't know. Hillary Clinton has launched a new political group. It's called Onward Together, and the goal is to combat Donald Trump. She knows that if she gets him impeached or something, she's not going to become president, right? She knows that? Does she know that's how it
I think
works?
the woman is senile. I don't think she knows
I don't know.
anything.
I don't want to go there.
If Trump is out, Mike Pence is in.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm fine either way. I like Mike Pence.
I think it's sad that this is what it's turned to. So
Yeah, whatever. I mean, she needs to just pull up her granny panties and get on with life because
her name is Heidi for all of those emails. Just move on,
she
Heidi.
needs to just grow up.
Hey, can you calm down? The wave of ransomware and malware continues. Be very careful what you click on when it comes to email and social media. Some nasty stuff going on out there right now. By the way, that malware was supposedly stolen from the NSA. So they're saying this was created by our government, and then somebody found it and said, oh, yeah, you guys want to do stuff like that? Well, we're going to use it. So that's no good. What are they working on that kind of stuff for? Recent survey found men would barely spend 3.5 hours working during their ideal day. So they did a study. Research also found 64% of men confessed to regularly using their smartphones and tablets while on the toilet. Okay, I'll admit to doing that. Not a tablet, but a smartphone. Yeah. What else are you going to do in there? It's not like, back in the olden times when I'd just read a book. Now I've got my phone all over the place. Yeah, I know. I've got a book in there, but I never do because I go, hey, let's see what's going on Facebook right now. And I'm going to send Heidi an email. I'm going to take some pictures while I'm in here. No, I've never done that. And finally, recent study shows that yelling at kids to punish them has the same negative effect as spanking children. So they're saying you don't have to spank the kids to have the negative effect. Just yelling at them is just as bad. So I think all you need to do now is when the kids get in trouble, just say, I understand, and coddle them some. Let's see how that goes.
No.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I got spanked all the time. And look at me. I mean, I turned out just fine. All right. Coming up, we've got a guest, and we've got some fun facts. We got a lot of stuff on your way on the John and Heidi Show Weekend Edition.
John and Heidi.
80s in the Sand will be happening this November in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
And that'll be here before you know it.
Join us and have a blast with 80s in the Sand.
An all-inclusive vacation with some of the greatest bands of the 80s.
Plus, you can meet some 80s icons from the movies and television as well.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website is 80sinthesand.com.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We are sneaking right up on vacation, summer vacation. There's going to be a lot of kids getting out of school here before you know it, and there's going to be a lot of parents trying to figure out what are we going to do this summer. We've got Justine Santaniello on the line. She's with justhaves.com. Justine, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Well, excited to chat with you. You were telling me a little bit before we went on the air about this study that was done that was talking about what folks are going to be doing this summer and how they're going to help pay for it, right?
That's right. So CoinStar just did a survey recently. They surveyed over 2,000 U.S. people, and what they really wanted to know was how are U.S. parents budgeting for summer vacations? Are they going on summer vacations? And overall, they found that they're spending cautiously on these trips, and there were a lot of great statistics and interesting facts that they found along the way.
With vacation sneaking right up on us here, people who want to go somewhere, hopefully they've already started budgeting for it, but if they haven't, they better start thinking about it, right?
Definitely. We found in the survey that the majority of parents who say, yes, we're going to go on a summer vacation, they plan to use cash that they already have on hand. 44% of them said that they were going to use funds that they'd already set aside for vacation. So if you're wondering, okay, how do I put together the money to go on vacation with my family this summer? Cash on hand, what does that mean? That can also mean hidden funds that you haven't thought about, like your coins. So I don't know about you. Do you keep a coin jar? Keep any of your extra coins around?
I do. I actually, it in between the seats in my car, the little center console, I've got a little baggie in there because that way I can use it to park. Otherwise, I get parking tickets.
You know what? That's so smart. I feel like, we always have extra change at the end of the day, and it's worth using. 71% of the people they surveyed said that they save their coins for future use. And I bring that up because what you can do is you can take those coins and convert them into cash at a CoinStar kiosk and then use that money towards your vacation budget, whether it be paying towards the hotel or paying for activities once you're on the trip. So if you guys go to CoinStar.com, you'll find a location near you for a kiosk. And, maybe you're thinking, is there a kiosk in my area? Over, I think, 90% of the U.S. population has a kiosk within 5 miles.
Wow. There's not a fee to use CoinStar, is there?
No, which is really amazing. And I love the convenience of it. I love how easy it is. And a lot of people said that when they did convert their coins into cash, that they actually had more money than they thought they would have. So that's just an added bonus. Sometimes we're throwing all the coins into that jar and you don't even know what you have. So it's a pleasant surprise when you have more than you would have expected.
Yeah, and it's funny. My son, a couple of years ago, he had kind of the same thing that I have going, a little baggie of change. It was a Ziploc bag, but by no means like a little tiny sandwich bag. It was a pretty good-sized bag. And I was thinking maybe it was $5. Well, we found out it was almost $40. I could not believe it. $40 in that little bag.
See that? So if you start just kind of throwing your coins aside now, let's say maybe for next year's summer vacation, imagine how much you might have.
Absolutely. And change is a really good way to save because it's a little at a time.
Exactly. It's an easy way to budget, because majority of the families that were surveyed, 70%, said that they were going to spend the same or less on the vacation that they spent last year. And really the top reason for people wanting to spend less is that they're paying off debt. So we understand that. You want to take your family on a vacation, but you also have legitimate budget concerns. So finding ways to kind of add into your budget and to save for your trip are really key. I like to tell people that maybe instead of going on, an 8-day long trip, maybe you want to consider going on 2 long weekend trips. And you know that your vacation is going to be in July, so we're in May right now. Start scaling back on your leisurely expenses, as I like to call them. Eating out less, using what you already have in your pantry until you go on vacation, or maybe considering selling things that you have around the house that you know that you don't need or want anymore. Garage sales, consignment shops. There are so many different great apps right now. Craigslist, OfferUp, Let Go. There are different ways that you can find that extra money to help fund your trip.
Very cool. Well, I think it's a cool the study that CoinStar did. It's really cool to find out that a lot of people are planning on taking things that they basically already have, money they already have somewhere, to utilize that vacation. And for a lot of people, they think, vacation has got to be something huge and magnificent. Doesn't always have to be that. Sometimes it's literally just going to that fun little place up the road that you love, but you just don't go there much. That could be a fun vacation, and it's all about making memories, really.
I'm so glad that you said that, because when they surveyed all of these people, the top 3 goals that they found, the goals people said that they wanted to achieve on their trip, were goals that are very easy on the pocketbook. It's not free. Rest and relaxation, increased family bonding, so there you go, making memories, and enjoying outdoor activities. So those 3 things, those could cost very little, or they don't have to cost anything at all necessarily. So that's a great point. You could also do a staycation in your local area, so keep that in mind too.
And if the budget is really tight, you could even just go visit friends and family where you could stay with them. So, if you've got the right friends and family that live in a cool place, what a great opportunity that could be.
That's really a great idea. And, that also brings to the point of, instead of staying in a hotel, staying in a home, or staying in an Airbnb. Those things can cost you a lot less than a hotel. No, hidden fees and taxes like you get at hotels. And then also you have the opportunity to have a kitchen and cook on your trip. So
absolutely.
There are different ways for you to budget. And also look at locations that are, off season or not peak summer destinations. These are ways also to find areas that might not be quite as expensive. And I really do think that cashing in your spare change is just such an easy way to get money to help add to the trip.
Absolutely. Well, Justine, I'm going to go on Facebook and scroll through my friends list and see who's got cool places for me to stay for free.
Perfect. You know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to do the same thing.
Planning my summer vacation. Well, Justine,
I like that.
Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us, and we appreciate you joining us. If folks would like to learn more about you, they find you on your website, justhaves.com?
Yes, justhaves.com. KeepUpWithTheBev.com or Justine Santaniello on any social media channel. I'm happy to answer your questions, and definitely check out CoinStar.com to find a kiosk near you.
Awesome. Again, our guest today, Justine Santaniello, and we appreciate her chatting with us. And very fascinating to chat about that little study that CoinStar did to find out about what folks are planning on doing for their summer vacation. Have you started thinking about your summer vacation? Well, better start thinking about it. It's going to be here before you know it. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Just one mourner walked with Mozart's coffin before it was buried in a pauper's grave. So nowadays we think of Amadeus Mozart as just like amazing.
Oh, that's
one
really
person
sad.
thought that when he died. Yeah, that's very sad. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The youngest pope ever was just 11 years old.
Really?
11-year-old pope. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Fingernails grow faster than toenails.
Yeah, I know that.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Celine Dion has 13 other siblings. She is one of 14 children. That's
I knew
a
that,
lot.
too.
I didn't know that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 63 zeros in a vigatillion. I've never heard that one.
I've never heard of that
Googleplex, and I've heard of bazillion. I don't know if that's even a real number, but vigatillion is one with 63 zeros behind it. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first manually controlled patented traffic light was installed in 1914 in Cleveland, Ohio. Couple of fun facts for you, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Movies and TV with no monthly fee. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Have you thought of starting a home-based business but didn't like the idea of calling family and friends? This top-quality fitness and health products company lets you take advantage of their advertising power to reach people who wish to add a few hundred or a few $1,000s a week to their income by following a simple system. Plus, everyone who joins the team after you benefits you as well. To learn more about how you can leverage your time to help others get healthy and create wealth from home, call Scott Smith at 866-741-7242. That's 866-741-7242.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Have you ever heard of belly armor? Do you know what that is?
No.
It's
it's just like metal chains that go around
No.
your waist?
This is for pregnant women to utilize their laptop.
Oh.
It's a thing called a belly armor blanket.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing, but it says,
I
did you
didn't know
know?
that's what they were called, but
Yeah, it says, did you know that your laptop could be unsafe for a growing baby while you're pregnant? I did not know that. It says, obviously, you know not to stand in front of a microwave or have an x-ray or anything like that if you're pregnant. Updating your Facebook status could be just as dangerous for your unborn baby. It turns out that you may be unknowingly exposing your bun in your little oven to radiation if you're typing on a computer that's sitting on your lap. I had no clue. So does that mean that if I'm using a laptop on my lap, that I'm exposing my lunch to radiation too?
Probably.
Should I be wearing one of these belly blankets?
No. I knew about this. I just didn't know that's what those things were called.
Well, they say it's basically a blanket that you drape over your baby bump while you're typing away on your laptop. Think of it as a big lead-lined blanket that you get when you're taking an x-ray, like that kind of thing, but it's only smaller. Guess how much one of those would cost?
I have no idea.
It says they're from, I don't understand why there's such a difference, $69 up to $109. What?
Just depends on the brand, I suppose.
Is it because maybe you need a bigger one for a bigger baby? Or?
No, I think there's probably different brands and different levels of heaviness and, different qualities.
I probably don't need one of those for me personally, but when I read that, I thought it was fascinating, and I figured I'd share it because I'd never heard of such a thing. So, belly armor blankets. Again, it's for your baby bump thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. You're just looking at me like I'm nuts. You okay over there?
I'm fine.
Okay, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, do you like to floss?
No, it's not a big deal, but I hardly ever do it.
Here's the thing. With the little floss sticks, I don't mind doing it. What do you call it? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, well, they're flossers. Yeah.
Floss. Like, if you have a little spool of floss and I got to pull out a
that
string,
sucks.
and I got to jam one hand inside my face.
But
and
even with as easy as those flossers are, I don't
have
do
one.
it like I'm supposed to.
I have one right here.
I see that.
It's-
You shouldn't do that in front of other people. That's a private thing.
Should I do this while we're talking?
No.
If you like
stop.
me.
Gross.
I'll put that away. If you hear warnings that sticky plaque tucked between your teeth can lead to gum disease and health problems, you might still have trouble squeezing it into your daily routine. But there's some news that might inspire you to remember. It says flossing your teeth, according to these experts, may do more than just fight the effects of aging. At least over the long term, it could do more to fight the effects of aging more so than plastic surgery over the long term.
Really?
So saying flossing is better for you and to look younger than having plastic surgery.
Huh.
I didn't know there was a connection, but now they're saying there is. So there you go. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about pulling all-nighters. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
It has been a while since I've stayed up all night long, but I've done it before. Have you ever done that where you stay up all night? Like you're up working on something all night, or you're at an event that just stays
I've been
on
at parties that last all
like
night.
just all night long. Well, it says pulling an all-nighter, whether you're like doing homework to get, wrapping up for your school or whatever, it can kill off brain cells. New research indicates that missing out on sleep can actually damage your brain. The research also calls into question the idea of sleep debt. They say the study indicates that you really cannot make up sleep because the damage is irreversible. So it's not like you can go, I'm going to stay up for 2 or 3 days straight, then I'm just going to sleep a lot.
I have heard that you can't make up the sleep that
No
you've
way.
lost. I've heard that.
It's irreversible damage that's done to your noggin. So but next time you're going to pull an all-nighter, think about that first. Coming your way, we've got some great things that you might have missed. That'll be our good news at the end of the program. And between now and then, we got a study we're going to chat about. It's on the way here in a bit.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstone did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
Take a listen to this recent study, Heidi. And you tell me if you agree with this or if you think this makes any sense. You ready?
Ready.
A recent study concludes that a significant number of teens are very susceptible to peer pressure and also have permissive or absent parents. So they're saying mom and dad just don't seem to care as much. According to this study's lead author, Dr. Scott Frank, teens who text, this is the interesting thing, 120 times a day or more, and it says, and there seems to be a lot of them, are more likely to have had sex or used alcohol or drugs than kids who don't send as many text messages. So what do you think of that?
Guess who's losing her cell phone for a while?
Our daughter? Is that what you're trying to
Yes.
say? No texting for you. So they're saying that kids who text more are the ones that are sexually active
All
and
kids
drinking
are
and drugs
texting,
more.
though. I mean, that's what they do. They don't even talk to each other anymore.
With this study, again, I'm not trying to throw any smoke at the study because who knows? Maybe this is all legit, but wouldn't it make sense if you're a kid who's partying and out with friends and, doing those kind of things, you just happen to know more people, you're going to be texting more. But that doesn't mean everybody who knows people is doing that, because there are good kids, too, that still have friends. They're just different kinds of friends. Does that mean if you're not using alcohol and not using drugs and you're not having sex, that you sit at home and you don't text anybody?
Well, it does make more sense that if you're sitting at home not texting anybody, you're probably not having sex with anybody because you're sitting at home with no friends. So that does make sense.
Like when we were kids, we weren't texting anybody.
We didn't have text.
But I'm just saying, we were out doing stuff. We weren't texting anybody.
Yeah, doing stuff we shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're doing all that stuff, when do they find the time to text? I don't know if I agree with that, Dr. Scott Frank, but you're the one that did the study, so I guess we'll buy into it. Got some good news coming your way. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I found a really cool video that had a plethora of good news, and we're going to just plummet a ton of good news your way all at once. You ready for this?
Ready.
The giant panda and the manatee are no longer on the endangered species list. Both of them.
Didn't know either of them.
Yeah, they were, and they're not anymore. More good news. The Ocean Cleanup Project plans to clean up 40% of the ocean's plastic starting right now. They have this giant machine. They're cleaning up plastic.
That's nice. That's very good.
More good news. China announced their plans to end the ivory trade in their country, and that's where people were killing elephants just for their tusks. More amazing news. U.S. veteran homelessness has declined by 50% over the last decade.
I love that.
That is
amazing
the best
news.
of the good news. More good news. I told Heidi about this earlier this week. The Ice Bucket Challenge that so many of us participated in, it raised money for ALS researchers to identify a gene associated with a disease. So they have taken one giant leap in the right direction, which is awesome.
That is.
So all that dumping ice on us, they didn't know what caused ALS. And Heidi said, wouldn't it be ironic if it was exposure to ice? China put a ban on coal mines, and 15% of their economy is going to use renewable energy by 2020. The Colombian government, this is another one of the really good news stories. Most people don't know about this. The FARC rebels, they signed a peace treaty or a peace agreement with the government in Colombia, ending a war that has left 7 million people dead or homeless. Why is that not major news?
Right.
That should be. A drone called Juno flew over the 445 million miles to orbit Jupiter to give us more information about our solar system. More good news. Canada protected 85% of the Great Bear Rainforest, and that's one of the largest temperate rainforests in the world. Some more good news. Measles have been eradicated from North America, Central America, and South America. That's good news.
Actually, I just read in the newspaper that there was a case of measles in Minnesota.
Really?
So that is not true.
Let's erase that one. And there's so many more. I've got the entire video on our Facebook page. I'll give you one last one, though. Malawi saw their HIV rate among children drop by 67%. I mean, that is awesome.
That's good.
They have a major problem. Oh, and Canada developed an Ebola vaccine with 100% success rate. That's another really good one.
That is
so
a good
many of these things are just amazing, and it's all crammed into a 3-minute video. And I've got that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.